This is the Efficiency and Organization channel on YouTube, and I am going to share with you some things that I did to help me score well on the GRE exam when I had to take it about 7 years ago. My name is Ruzanna, and I created Efficiency and Organization because I've accomplished a lot in my life in short periods of time just by learning, developing some really good organizational skills to help me manage my time effectively to be super efficient. So let me tell you how I took the GRE and why. When I got my bachelor's degree, I thought I'm done. I don't have to go to college again. But when I went into the education field, I was working as a secretary, then as a bookkeeper, but I was in education. Then I decided to become a teacher. Then I wanted to get my master's degree. That's where the GRE came in. I had to get my GRE. So my number one suggestion is if you are fresh out of college or you are in your last few years of college, take the GRE. So if you are like there's still time, you don't think you're gonna need a master's degree, but if there's like this slight chance, if I were you, I'd take it because chances are you'll score very well now versus much later. Buy the practice test booklets. I remember I bought mine from Amazon and I used them. I went question by question and I used those really, really strongly because those kinds of questions are not questions that we will find in everyday life. They're very academic in nature. I also got the practice tests from the GRE website, and not only that, but the books that I bought came with practice tests. Use the practice tests. You can even go on Google and put practice tests for GRE and see what kind of things you can get. Now I'm going to tell you, I wanted to take my GRE. I had about 6 months to prepare. And so depending on how much time you have, that's where the time management comes in. How much time can you put into studying and doing these practice tests? So because I didn't have enough time to prepare myself, I only had about 6 months and I had my family and I had my full-time job, I was able to give about an hour or two a day. But because my kids are so young and they needed my attention, I would get up about 4:35 every morning when the house was super quiet, and that's the time I would use for studying. So that's another thing you want to do. That's a strategy, is it has to be a quiet environment. If it's not quiet in your household, you need to go to the library. Even studying at the park, even studying in your car is okay, because when you go to take the test, that's the kind of environment you're going to be in, and you want to mimic the environment as much as you can. So was it hard for me to get up so early every morning to do this? Yes. But again, that's where this whole thing about organizing skills comes in. Like your learning environment, is it organized? Do you know what you're going to study for when you get up? Did you mark the book? My thing was flashcards. I made flashcards. On one side, I would put the question. On the other side, I would put the answer. And I would carry those flashcards everywhere. They were gold to me. So like even if I had to go to a nail appointment, which was rare at that time, but if I was going to the grocery store and I was sitting in the passenger seat while my husband was driving, then I would take the flashcards and study, study, study. Especially for the math problems, it was because some of them, you have to remember the formulas and things, and so it was really nice to like write the question on one side and on the other side write the step-by-step solution. I remember very, very distinctly when I went to actually take the GRE exam, I ran out of time because some of the questions, the way they were phrased, I really had to give it some thought. I remember like the time I was running out of time and I still had like 6-7 questions to answer. So try to time yourself. Once you go on the GRE, like just say GRE test, you'll go to the website, it'll tell you how much time for each section, each of the 3 sections, and time yourself as much as you can so you could be ready. Work on your weak areas. That's another strategy, another thing you could do. So if you've always been a really good writer, you don't need to worry about that because you already know how to do that. But maybe you need to focus on the math. And so whatever you're not good at, that's the thing that you want to give more time to. And lastly, you could work with a tutor. You can see about hiring a tutor who can help you with some of the questions that you absolutely don't know how to do. Unfortunately, that's going to be kind of expensive because tutors do cost money, but it is an option if you really do need to take it, and if getting a master's degree or a graduate degree is really going to put you on another path, on a more successful path in life, then you got to do what you got to do. You might as well invest the money and get the help that you need. I hope you found the video useful. When you go on my website, you're going to see an infographic where I put all these ideas that I shared with you on there. On the website, I have 6 areas, focus areas that I talk about, and everything has to do with how to have an organized approach to how we do things in life, just so that way we can achieve more and we can be successful with all the goals that we set out to achieve. I really appreciate you being with me. Please subscribe to the channel so you can get my future videos, and I will catch you in the next video.